Same-day delivery, gigabit internet, overnight viral success. We have designed a world that moves at an exhausting speed, conditioning ourselves to expect immediate results the second we press a button. But the moment that momentum stops, the moment we see a loading icon, we panic. We have wired our brains to interpret any delay, any friction at all, as a catastrophic failure. If a text takes 3 minutes to get a reply, or a project doesn't yield immediate praise, the modern reflex is to assume something is deeply wrong. To avoid that anxiety, people start cutting corners. They take on bad debt to fund a lifestyle they haven't earned. They use cheap materials to push a product out early. They engage in toxic shortcuts, sacrificing stability and long-term quality, entirely to maintain the illusion of speed. But look at the people operating at the highest levels of their fields. They aren't rushing. They are deliberately stepping off the treadmill. It turns out, in a hyper-fast world, the ultimate competitive advantage is the disciplined ability to slow down. Fast wins are fragile and temporary. True, unshakable victory belongs strictly to those who practice patience. We can see the mechanics of this play out clearly in agriculture. Consider a traditional farmer who strictly relies on slow, natural crop cycles. No synthetic hacks, no artificial growth formulas, just the natural rhythm of the soil. His competitors take a different route. This infographic breaks down the difference in their methods. The timeline on the left tracks crops spiked with chemical fertilizers, creating a rapid growth curve that hits harvest volume in a fraction of the time. The timeline on the right tracks the traditional farmer, a slow, flat biological climb. The neighbors are pulling in 3 harvests before our traditional farmer finishes one. The village mocks him for his low output. Even his own son asks why they are doing triple the manual labor for a delayed payout while everyone else gets rich quickly. The farmer's logic is entirely structural. Forcing a plant to mature artificially creates immediate volume, but it destroys the product from the inside out. Rapid expansion hollows out the vegetable, stripping away its natural defense mechanisms, its density, and its actual taste. Succumbing to the pressure of the clock requires a compromise on biological integrity. The output arrives faster, but the final product is inherently weak. Within months, the math catches up to the market. Consumers eating the chemically forced vegetables start developing digestive issues and severe skin conditions. The fast yield strategy creates an immediate public health crisis, and consumer trust in accelerated crops collapses. The market rapidly corrects itself. Buyers completely abandon the fast suppliers and flood back to the only safe, sustainable option left in the village, the traditional farmer. Because his crops were grown slowly, they are dense, safe, and nutritious. The mockery he endured for months flips into absolute market dominance. He now holds total pricing power and the undivided respect of the community. This is where we commonly misinterpret patience. We treat it like a waiting room. We view patience as laziness or passivity, just sitting quietly while time passes around us. It is the exact opposite. Patience is an active, aggressive discipline. It is the strategic choice to endure a rigorous process, knowing that sustainable quality will always outlast artificial speed. Biologists refer to this as the incubation period. It is the mandatory block of time between your initial effort and the visible result, where the most critical heavy lifting occurs entirely out of sight. Look at a germinating seed. Before a single green leaf breaks the surface of the soil, that seed has to violently crack open in total darkness and push a complex subterranean root system deep into the earth. Or consider a caterpillar. It doesn't simply sprout wings. It seals itself inside the dark, isolating confinement of a cocoon, where it literally digests its body to rebuild its cellular structure from scratch into a butterfly. Nature respects the incubation period. Humans do not. The moment we feel anxious about our lack of surface-level progress, we dig up our seeds just to check if the roots are growing, and in doing so, we kill the process. What looks like a frustrating lack of momentum from the outside is actually the mandatory phase of structural development. You cannot support a massive oak tree on a shallow root system. This logic scales directly to your daily life. Think about skill acquisition. Cramming the night before an exam might artificially inflate your grade tomorrow, but that fragile knowledge evaporates by next week. The student who reads slowly, day by day, builds the robust mastery that actually commands a high salary later. It applies to your career. If you are facing a mountain of job rejections, you are not failing. You are in the incubation period. It takes time to find the exact opportunity that aligns with your specific root system. And it applies to your personal life. When a relationship ends, the modern impulse is to rush into a quick fix to numb the pain. The disciplined choice is to sit in the quiet, deliberately heal the damage, and rebuild yourself correctly. You have to redefine how you view delays. A delay is not a signal that the universe has defeated you. It is simply the required processing time for high-tier results. So when you hit that wall of extreme frustration, when everyone around you seems to be moving faster and getting richer, do not abandon your process. Hold the line. Trust the incubation. Recognize that patience is the final, mandatory bridge you must cross to reach